Good evening, guys. I'm UD from Unified Networking Lab, and as I promised in my previous video, I will show you how to connect external machines into using ESXi. So ESXi usually is installed on servers or very powerful PC with dual processors, but actually I'm not going to tell about how strong should be machines. Yes, I'm just going to show you how we will use the ESXi to interconnect some external nodes which are installed like in a VMware workstation in my previous video. So let's check my scratchings, what I prepared for you. So don't be afraid. So topology, what I expecting to build. Let's check the topology. Look at this. And don't afraid, this is looks maybe scary, yes, but actually not. So my idea, what I want to do, so I have the lab created a unified networking. So in UNL VM machine I have created a lab here, and look at this. Here is a part of ESXi. This I will show you in details how we will do this, the bridging between the peanut clouds which are inside of UNL and to external machines. So I have 3 external machines. Here are the IP addressing for everyone. Yeah, it's with some description in which VLAN belongs, and then so on. And in the bottom we have one more table. Yeah, it's which is a name of UNL host. Yeah, it's how it is connected to where, and so on, so on. Yeah, it's this is a ESXi part. Yeah, it's marked in yellow that these guys are assigned in it's everything should be done on ESXi. So UNL part will be as well. Yeah, it's these parts will be done on UNL VM machines as well. The blue part is ESXi, but let's do step by steps. Yeah, you will understand this table later when I will show you all my steps. So the topology, what I have here at my home, I have my home desktop here. It is 172.25.15, which is my home network. It's mask 24. I have installed ESXi, which is host is a 110, the vCenter, but vCenter I will show you just one detail which is very important to know about this. Yes, because if you will not to do this, you will not be able to run chemo machines on UNL. It is, let's say, will be 70% you will lose. Yeah, it is very important point. So, and the UNL itself IP address which I will use, it is UNL VM machine here. So let's check my scratchings and let's start step by step. So user devices. Okay, UNL part, let's inspect. So here is a ASAV, which is newest one. It's a 9.5201, which I downloaded actually a couple of days ago. And you can download a ready to go image, which is QCOW format, and it can be used like a nested machine under UNL, and you can just load and be happy and use. So, and I will going to connect this ASA gigabit 00 interface, which will be connected to my home LAN, and home LAN, as you can expect, I can reach the internet, of course. That means from this ASA we can reach real internet. I will assign this IP address, which is 0.20 here, will connect to my home LAN, which is Peanut 0, and I will reach internet. So the second interface is management interface, and it will be connected to the switch. So switch is IOU switch. I used it just because it's very fast, and actually it's pretty good. Yeah, it's if you are using like in my case here. So switch will be configured with a VLANs. Yeah, it's SVIs here. Yeah, it's assigned in the 2 VLANs. It will be 112 and 110. 110 VLAN will be for our management. So management, this means that 110 here, this will be management port, and we will try to get access from our management machine and get an ASDM as well. So the management port is here for VSA, which is external host and installed like an external machine, right? And the 112 VLAN is here, yeah, which is proxy interface for VSA. The second interface will be connected, but as you see in a separate VLANs, and the peanut clouds as well, I use it as separate, because if you need this, you have to use the separate clouds. So the last point I have ACS. I had no newest, because the newest is 5.8. It's actually pretty good, yeah, but I just installed and will show you how to get access in it and to do so. This is a one more last cloud is a PNet 4. Actually, we have in this topology 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 5 is the interface for Unified Networking Lab. So EIGRP VIOS will be IOU, sorry, yeah, it's IOU router will be gateway for ACS, and as we are running the EIGRP domain from this PC, from VLAN 110, you can reach through the topology of UNL, you can reach ACS, and you can manage from this machine. Now, external part. So I told you that I have the ACS, which will be assigned with a demo license. It's already configured and waiting when I will connect it to lab. The VSA as well is preloaded the license in it. Yeah, it's in a 45 days demo license. I already prepared it and configured the two interfaces on it. I will not show how I'm configuring these guys here yet, because if you are engineers, you have to know this. And the most interesting part is this machine. So Windows 10 host machine, it will be, let's say, assigned for two parts. The one interface which will face to the Unified Networking Lab, and look at this. It is assigned in VLAN 110. That means from this machine I can reach ASA interface here. I can reach the VLAN interface, VLAN 110, which is management .100 here. So that means from this host I can HTTPS or ASDM here, HTTPS here, and let's say the routing AGRP will do the other necessary things to reach from this host over the routing and layer 3 network to reach ACS, and I can manage from this machine. So, but I have another connection here, and look at this. This host has two interfaces. You will ask why. Yes, okay, I will answer why. The second interface will be connected to my home LAN, actually in this PC, which from where I'm making these videos, and I will do from my home PC, from this guy, I will do the remote desktop here, and it will be very nice to use, and in a full screen you can manage all your devices, and I will show you during these processes. So about IP addresses, I told you everything is here. So this topology I will upload to somewhere and will post a link beside this video in a YouTube. Then you can just to download this topology and inspect. Yeah, it's a looking kind of topology, and to follow all my steps what I'm doing. So let's check next what is in my scratchings. So about terminal host, I told you that the two networks will be, and the one will be for RDP, and we will get the UNL Unified Networking Management will be used for UNL Lab. So terminal host I told you. So next part we will start to prepare ESXi. But before I going to prepare the ESXi for interconnecting the clouds and together with the ESXi machine, let me show one thing. The one thing is I'm running now, as you see, that's ESXi, and I installed the vCenter here. So vCenter is necessary. This is actually ESXi 6.0, and the vCenter as well. It is C6.0, the newest one. The most important thing, as you see, all machines are stopped here. Yeah, it's just a vCenter running. Yeah, and if you are going to edit my UNL VM, look at this, and I will show you the most important thing, what and why I used this vCenter, because you cannot to enable this point here. Look at this, the hardware virtualization, exposure hardware assisted virtualization guest OS, right? This option you cannot to turn on using this one. Yeah, it's because if you are going here, do not mess two things. If I'm going to CPU, yeah, it's in options, CPU. Oh, CPU. These guys are not the same. The virtualization here, it is automatic, that's fine, yeah, but it is not the same like this point. So that's why I need this vCenter. Some guys are telling me that it is possible to, let's say if you're looking on a workstation, you can connect a remote server. That means I can, from this workstation, I can connect to the ESXi, and you can manage the workstations from here and assign to enable this option. I didn't try, yeah, it's because I'm usually using the vCenter. So the vCenter is done, and I'm going to switch it off because just for one option I need the center, and I'm going to power off it. Right. So yes. So let's close it. Yeah, it's all activities, the next activities will be done here from vSphere client. So let's check now what we have in our topology. So let's start from this point. We have the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to create these V switches, which will be used for your Peanut cloud to connect here. Actually, these will be the interfaces, in a virtual interfaces inside of ESXi, which will act like a small bridge between your external machine and your UNL connection point, which is Peanut 1, 2, 3, or 4. Peanut 0 is already done. Yeah, it is. And if you're going now, look at this. I'm going to my host, okay, and I'm going to, let's say, configurations and the networking, right? And you can see the Peanut 0, actually it is VM network and the management network. Look at this, 172.25.110. And this is switch 0 and will be used, and it is used like my Peanut 0. So I'm not going to change anything here, but we need to assign new way switches. Let's do this. Let's start. So I'm going to add networking. So we need, how many we need? It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, actually, we need 4 switches. Okay, let's do this. Add a network. This is a virtual machine, right? And look at this. Do not use any bindings with your real interfaces. It is not necessary here because we are going to connect the virtual device to the virtual device, and that's why we need not. And if you have some checkings here, yes, if the guys can see that more interfaces could be up to 4, maybe more, yeah, it's even more 8, yeah, please uncheck everything and just leave a create vSwitch standard switch. That's enough for us. Let's go. So how we will name it, right? So in the topology, let's do this like Peanut 1. Okay, I'm doing the Peanut 1. It will be the first small bridge which we'll use. The VLAN ID I'm going to assign all, right? Okay, so next. So done. Cool. And look at this, the next very important point. Very, very important. Please go to properties. Check. Mark this your created new VMnet and the edit, the tab security, and look at this, the promiscuous mode should be accept. Why? Because if you will leave it reject, this means you're rejecting and the traffic will not pass through this bridge. We need to accept here, right? Okay, let's do next. Now it's add new networking again, which will be again, yeah, it's a, please be sure nothing's checked here, and I'm going to name it Peanut 2, right? All interfaces finish. Let's do another virtual create switch, right? It is a Peanut 3, Peanut 3, all cool, finish, and one more. It is we need create switch, cool. It is Peanut 4. Cool. Done. Now we have to recheck if these guys are allowed to promiscuous. The switch 1 we just did it, which a Peanut 1 we just did it. Let's do it for Peanut 2. Edit. security tab accept. Okay, close. Let's do for pinet 3. Okay, and it security tab accept. Okay, good. And the pinet 4, edit security tab accept. Okay, good. For better, let's say, for best practice and to avoid some loops, if some interfaces are unused, let's say, and you would not to see these interfaces that they are assigned somewhere in your actually management network and so on. And this purpose, I'm adding the one more network as well, the virtual, the standard switch, and I will name it unused. The VLANs I'm leaving none, and the finish. I'm not going to anything, and I'm going to do in properties nothing. So I'm not not even allowing the promiscu. I'm just leaving as it. That means this interface will be this, let's say, virtual machine pod group. Yeah, so let's say unused. This will be used for unnecessary interfaces. So let's look at the topology right now, and again, okay, this part is done. I created the PNet 1. Yeah, actually these numbers of vSwitch 1, 2, 3 and 4, in your case, if you have used already and you have created some interfaces, these numbers are assigned automatically in an ESXi. And as I know that 120 vSwitch interfaces can be created in ESXi, so you have plenty enough. Yeah, it's but this number don't look on this number, because everywhere will be used this name, what you name it, the PNet 2, 1, etc. So this part, the red part, is done. Cool. Now let's go and let's tune a unified networking lab now. So I'm going, yeah, please remember that before you are going to tune any of these machines, they should be the best and best practice saying they should be off. Should be powered off. I'm going to UNL, edit. And as I told you, the first adapter is VM network. Yeah, it's just which PNet 1 and which already everything is fine with him. Yeah, it's an I will leave. It is a VM network here number. Yeah, it's a name VM network. Okay. I'm leaving as it. The next interface is PNet 1, right? It will be assigned to this host. Okay, let's do this. And it is a PNet 1. Cool. The next interface, PNet 2, right? Cool. We just created. The next interface is PNet 3. And the last one, oh, a message. Jesus Christ. That here should be the VM network. This is a PNet 1. This is PNet 2. This is PNet 3. Wow. We have no interfaces. Okay, let's do that more. And I'm saying to add Ethernet adapter. I'm saying next, and look at this. The type should be E1000, right? And we can assign it as PNet 4, right? Okay. And the connection of power on, it should be on. So finish, and as you see now we have the 5 interfaces there. Any of UNL machine, actually any of VMware machine, supports up to 10 interfaces. So in this case I'm using 5, so additionally 5 interfaces can be added up to PNet 9 here, right? In our case it's quite enough, and for this topology it's good. So the UNL VM machine is tuned. Let's do now the step-by-step the other machines. So let's start from ACS. So we have ACS, and ACS has one interface, and look in which PNet? The PNet 4. Let's do it. Let's do this. Edit. Look at this. The network adapter is 1. No need more. Let's do the PNet 4. Right. There's a PNet 4. Cool. So let's do next. We have another one, which is a Windows host machine. As I told you before, we have 2 interfaces on this Windows host. Let's check. And we have only one and incorrect network. Let's check the so the interfaces counts are starting from 0 to 1, 2, 3. The same order is here. So that means the first interface will be E0 inside of Windows machine host. And we have to recheck. E0 is faced to the unit lab, and that's mean it's PNet 1. Let's do this. The first interface is PNet 1. Correct, cool. And we need another one interface, which will be faced to my homeland. Let's do E1000, and it is actually, I told you that VM network is, in my case, it is PNet 0. So I'm leaving the VMnet network. Next. Finish. And you can see now that, okay, let's better look. Okay. And look at this. We have a PNet 1, which is Ethernet 0. It's facing to the Unified Networking Lab. And the E1, which second adapter, is facing to my PNet 0, which is my VM network here. So the one more thing left, which is VASA. Let's check it. So, and look at this. Here are 5 Ethernet adapters. You can remove, of course, yeah, it's a but. Previously, I created one special vSwitch, which will be used for unused interfaces. So let's check. So first interface should be PNet 2 and PNet 3. Look at this, the PNet 2 and 3. So the first interface is PNet 2, and the second interface is PNet 3. And the last 3 interfaces we need not them, and that's why I'm assigning to unused. Cool. Unused is very good to you. Is very good in this point. Yes, because these guys goes nowhere. Yeah, it's because nothing is connected here. Even they are up. Yeah, it's you can to switch off. That's to just let's say disable these interfaces. Yeah, but I'm just using the unused because in any case, in any time, you can assign one more PNet 5, for example, and this interface can go to the switch or whatever you need. Right. So we did it, I guess. So we assigned it. So we created the PNet interfaces. We assigned the correct PNet interfaces to the UNL VM, and we assigned the same PNet interfaces here for these guys. And now let's go to the Unified Networking Lab in a web phase now. Okay, let's do. So 172.25, 112, I guess. Yes. No, I have to start it. Okay, it will take a little bit time. I'm going to pause. When it will start, I'll be back. So my UNL is started. Let's go to the web phase now. Okay, let's do. So I created the part of this lab, but it's very simple. I added the ASA. I will not show you it's again. Yeah, it's because in previous videos I did a lot. Yeah, so I created the ASA switch IOU, and I connected to the correct interfaces here. Yeah, so if you look at our topology, and you're gonna see the 1.0 is going to ASA, E3 is going to router, and the router interface as well, E01. It's okay. So the main part left to connect the clouds. Okay, let's do this. So the ASA has the connection to the internet, which is PNet 0. Let's do this. Edit lab. Networks, and this will be the name, internet, or just PNet 0, just for better understanding. And of course PNet 0. Yeah, type is PNet 0 here. Okay, let's connect it. Interfaces, and you see the gigabit 00 is going to be connect internet PNet 0. So for better look, I'm just moving it. Okay, the internet's here. So let's check my topology more. Let's again. So we need a PNet 1, which will be the VMware Windows 10. Let's do. It is Windows 10 and PNet 1. Of course, it is a PNet 1. Good, good. So it is assigned to the port E00. Let's do this. The port 00, which is Windows 10 host. Cool. So host is added. host is added here, right? So let's check next. So I have the PNet2 and PNet3, and this is M1 and the proxy one. Okay, let's do. So I'm going networks. It is M1, which is PNet3. No, PNet2, right? PNet2, okay, assign. And another one is networks, which is P1 and PNet3. All right, and this guy is PNet3. Let's check interfaces. It is EO1 and EO2. EO1 and EO2. Okay, let's do. So switch interfaces. Where is EO1? This is a little bit messy. Yeah, it's because look at this. There is a E00 and E01 and 0. Yeah, it should be actually here is a 0/1, but we will fix it in later release. So just a look for the correct interface. Here is a E01. So it will be a PNet2, right? And the 02. Let's look, and the 02 is here, and it will be the PNet3, right? Okay, PNet10 and O2. So O1 and O2, save. So we have two clouds, which are our VSA. Okay, good. So, and what else? Yeah, and we have left one PNet4. Okay, let's do this. Oops, no, network, and it is ACS, and it is PNet4. Let's assign it for the PNet4. Let's do this, and the interface is 00 and the PNet4. So guys, the lab is done. So the lab is done. So I'm going to open this lab, and I will start the all devices now here, and I'll be back when the node starts, and I will show you the last steps of this video. So I'm back. So the UNL nodes are started. Let's check now. So as I already configured them, yeah, it's because it will take a lot of time. Yeah, it's if I will do it in this video. Show interface IP brief. Okay, let's check. Oops. Show interface IP brief. Yeah. So look at this. As per our diagram, let's go to diagram. It's better to look. Yeah. And as you see, the ASA gigabit 00 here, and it is assigned with an IP address from my home LAN and connected to the PNet. So the second interface, which is management 00, it is assigned in VLAN 110, right, with an IP address 15. Okay, and of course I have show route. I have a default route configured to my real router, which is Cisco as well. Yeah, and we can try to test now. Ping 172.25.11. Cool, it works. That's mean if I can reach my home LAN, and home LAN know how to reach internet, I have to reach internet from here. I should reach ping. Look at this. Internet in your UNL ASA. Perfect. Let's check now the switch very quickly. Show IP interface brief. Yeah, it's as well. Yeah, it's an ASA. Yeah, I configured the username, just a test, and I configured the HTTP things, yeah, for access to the ASDM. I will not show here. Yeah, but it's already configured already. Yeah, it's a show on. It's pretty good. So as you see, HTTP server enable the as well for the network is a 110 will be accessible for through the management interface, right? And HTTP triple authorization as well to the local. Yeah, it's a locally configured username. Username, where is the username? Is it? Is that configured? It actually should. Oh. It's not a problem. If it is not here, I will configure it again. But should be. Yes, I forgot. Yeah, it's a username is here now. Cool. So let's do Control C, Control Z. Okay. So I say it's done. Switch. It is configured as a VLAN, as I told you. Then show run quickly. There is SVI interfaces. I'm correctly assigned it per VLANs. Look at this. Yeah, I will not go in details. And EIGRP. And if you are going to show IP route now. So you're going to see that 114, which is network for ACS, is reachable. It can be reachable from here. So the same situation is show run. Yeah, its interfaces are assigned with IP address and the EIGRP is configured. Show IP route. That's mean we can reach 110 from here, right? So we can try to ping now. It's 192.168.1110.1. Should be right. Yes, fine. Let's go deep in the last point. So I'm going to start now the all VM hosts. Yeah, it's because already not start here, but I'm going to pause, and once they will start, I will be back. So my nodes are booted and I'm back. So let's check the configurations again. It's on ACS, show run. Okay. We can see that gigabit Ethernet is 114 and 100, and let's try to test now the ping of our router, which is R1 in our UNL topology. 192.168.114.1. Let's check. Oops, ping IP. Oops. Success. Look at this. Perfect. So the one node is good. Let's check now VSA. So if config, oops, if config. Actually, I don't like this console of VMware, and it's better if you can use an SSH. Yeah, it's from your favorite telnet programs like secure CRT details and interface number 1. Yeah, it's fine. You can see that 112 and the 100 is configured. And let's try ping the gateway, which is assigned on a switch like SVI 192.168.112.1. Good. Look at this. Perfect. So actually we have another interface which is P1. Yeah, it's, and you can see it's on the top of this screen. You're gonna see that 112. No, it's a 1. Yeah, it's a 112. Yeah, it's actually a ping at a 112, which is a proxy interface. We have to ping. It's 192.168.110.1. This is a management, right? So everything is fine. Now it works. Perfect. And now the last step left, the most interesting part, how I will do the management machine. So here is a Windows. It's boot up. Donna name is my Donna is my cat name. So here we are, and we have to configure now correctly the interfaces per our diagram. Let's do this. Let's check the diagram and the diagram. Where is my diagram? Diagram is here, and the first interface, which is E0, and we will go here. Okay. And it's actually I'll already rename it. This one is E0, and I'm going to assign the correct IP address for it. So it is not correct, and I'm going to actually how it looks. So which is what? Very interesting management. Oh, okay, I see. It should be UNL. I guess so. UNL lab net, and this one, it's I guess so. It's properties. It got. Let's check what happens here. Prompt ipconfig, which is first. The first is assigned at unit lab net is assigned there. Actually, which is which now? Interface. This one is with a gateway. Okay, let's try to ping. The best is how I can do this. It's just to shut down, so disable this interface, and we will check now if I can reach the ping 172.25.1. Yes, this first one interface is my interface and it's assigned already properly. That's mean I'm going to rename it. It is my home LAN, right? And per our diagram, it should be assigned with an IP address 172.25.1.9. Yeah, but the one important thing that you cannot assign the two gateways in one machine, and that's why the gateway is empty, right? And if I'm going to my real host machine here, and I'm pinging 172.25.1.9, which is host machine, is probably yes. And you can see that I can ping the virtual machine inside of my ESXi. Perfect. So the last thing left, and we have properties, and let's check this interface. And it has to be assigned to 192.168.10, right? Is it? Yes, but we have to assign the gateway here. 192.168.110.1. Okay, let's do. Close and enable. So the network enabled. So we have the two interfaces which is facing to my homeland, and I can do. And now I'm going to allow the RDP, the properties and the remote settings here. That's a firewall turned off. It's all right. So, and in this point actually will be don't allow. Yes, and you have to just check this. Allow remote connection from this computer. Apply. Okay, good. So actually it's done, and let's try the RDP now. So the RDP is number 9. Let's do this, and the username is Donna. Okay, and the password is test123. Okay, let's do try. Yes, and look at this, and I'm going to RDP to management host machine, and you can see we are now in a full screen, and actually it is perfect to use. So we have to test now. We know, so I'm going to minimize, and let's check in a topology. We have an ASA, which is management interface 15. Let's do this. RDP, let's go back, and we are going, yeah, it's be sure that you have installed the Javas, because without Java, yeah, it's by the way, the newest Java doesn't work. I don't know why, but it won't work. It's which is 861, I guess. No, in this point I installed the Java 45, and this is a 32 bits, and it is very good for our ASDM. Let's do this. HTTPS, and our ASA is 192.168.110.15, right? Right. Let's do. Look at this, and I can reach the gateway inside of my UNL lab. I understand. Yes, I understand. Okay, and the password is test, and the user is test, and the password as well is test in the ASA. It's allowing me to save a file. Okay, we will just install launcher. Let's do. So the ASDM is installed, right? Okay, and here we go. 192.168.110.15, and the username is test, and password is test as well. Let's try. Continue, and look at this. The Java started to load my ASA. Let's wait a second. Actually, such management machine is very, very good and very useful in your labs and security, because you can do this, and look at this. Perfect. And for your security lab, yeah, it's this is like actually like a real lab. Yeah, it's there is a management host machine from where you can reach anything what you need. And look at this, we are into the ASA and we can start to manage it. Perfect. Let's check another one. So we have HTTPS dot. So let's try to ping first. Where is it? Somewhere prompt. Yeah, okay. Ping 192.168.114.100, right? It is our ACS, guys. Let's try to reach him. 192.168.114.100. Let's do. I understand the risk, of course. Confirm and look at this. And here is the ACS admin, and the password is mine. Test 1, 2, 3. Your ACS is ready to use, guys. And you can manage, as you see, I'm managing it from this management host. And the last thing left, we have to try. Oops, got it, of course I got. So HTTPS, and we have 192.168.1110.100, and that is 8443, I think, right? Okay, let's try. Look at this, and the virtual machine is as well. Admin and the iron port. So guys, and you can see that I got an access now to the iron port as well. And if you're going to look at the interfaces, and you can see that I have configured these interfaces what I shown you before. So I'm going to create now and upload this topology beside in some link in some story, yes, and I will post this link beside this video. I'm very hope that it will be useful for you, and thank you very much for viewing.